What's going on, guys? ClayQZult here again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Esper trial guide. And this one's not really too much of an in-depth guide. It's actually a free-to-play walkthrough that I'll be taking you guys through. So the first thing we're going to look at is the items here. We want to take as much MP recovery and then other kind of things like that as we want. We have Mega Ethers, Remedy, Elixir, Phoenix Down, Chocolates, whatever you guys got for MP recovery you want in there. So that's what we're going to take. And then we're going to move on to units here. As you guys can see, we're going to be doing a 5-man squad. For me, instead of taking a friend, I'm going to go ahead and take my Orlando. For you guys, you want to take a strong friend with you, a strong physical damage unit that can break attack. Noctis could be a good one there with Warp Break. Whatever you guys have available to you, that's what you want to use. But I'm going to pretend that Orlando is my friend unit, and I'm taking him because I know what's going to work with him, things like that. So we're taking Orlando. This is what he has equipped on him. He's just really strong. We're going to be using Orlando for his Crush Weapon and his Divine Runation as damage, okay? Next up, we have Cecil. We need a tank. Taking Cecil with me. Cecil can use Karaja, which is really nice. And that's pretty much what we want him for. As you can see, we take Flame, we take Fire, we take Water, we take Dark damage. So we have the Flame Shield and the Flame Mel on him to take less damage from that. He has some Dark Resist on him. I have Bushido Freedom on him just in case we want to use it. It's not a strategy I would recommend, but they do debuff you. You can use Bushido Freedom on yourself, or you can use it to take the debuffs off. So it's there just in case. Okay, guys? Moving on, we're going to be taking Minfilia. We need to be able to put up our Dark Resist. Like I said, we want to cover Dark, Water, and Fire in this fight. Minfilia can cover Dark with us, and also Minfilia is going to be covering our Confusion 100% resist with her ability. That way we don't get confused from Siren, which could be a problem with us in the future, okay? And she has her weapon, her chest, and then muscle belts on, along with the Mystery Veil, along with some stats there. So it's just some basic stats. You want to throw as much HP, spirit, defense, things like that as you can. We're going to be taking Sirius. Sirius is going to be filling the role of buffing up our water resist and our fire resist. Excuse me. And going to be on healing duty along with item duty. We're going to be using the healing staff here for Cura. If you guys want to have that in your inventory too, go to the Fat Chocobo, trade in some Star Quartz. You guys can pick it up there, okay? And also, you guys can see here, the most important materia you guys can have on Sirius is the Bar Watera. You guys get that from, I think it's Grand Port, and I think it's a silver chest. If it's not Grand Port, look up Bar Watera on their Exvius Wiki. You can find the link below, but I'm pretty sure that's right, guys. You can tell me in the comments, but you definitely have to have Bar Watera for this fight. You really need it, okay? And then as our healer, we're taking Y'shtola, 5-star base, free to obtain character, has dual cast, has Kuraja just like we like, and has, all kinds of other goodies that we may want to use. So I'm taking Y'shtola. You guys can take Raphia with you with dual cast. That seems fine too. Here's the equipment I'm using. Then we go to abilities, and it's just HP all around the board to make sure she can survive. As you guys can see, if we look at Espers, I do have Carbuncle on Y'shtola. The problem with that being is it does lower down your Dark Resist by a bit, but we need to spell on her for later uses in the fight, so that's why we're putting on there, and we can deal with it. That's okay. So we need to make sure we have the spell, which we got from Carbuncle. Be sure that you guys take Siren and Ifrit with you into this battle, as you're going to have to invoke both of them to get one of the rewards, okay? So now we're going to get into the fight and get into the goodness, and honestly, this fight is really broken down into a 3-turn rotation that you guys will be doing during the entire fight, and when we break HP thresholds, that's what's going to change a little bit, but it's actually not that much. It's just that the spell is thrown in there to dispel the unit, okay? So we're going to the Chamber of Fallen, the Beast of the Dark, click that. Elite, we're going to go on Elite, obviously, and then as you can see here are our, achievements that we have to get through our missions. We need to invoke Siren and Ifrit, which we're going to be able to do that. We need to clear without anybody KO'd. We're going to try that out, and then we're going to try to do it with a party of 5 or less. For you guys, you may just knock one of your party slots out and take a really strong friend, as you can see here, that you can take with you. For me, I'm just taking my own Orlando because he's pretty buff and pretty strong and can carry me pretty good, okay? So we're going to go ahead and depart here and get into the fight. When we get in here, the first thing you guys are going to see is that they are going to buff themselves, and then they're going to debuff our Dark Resist, okay? So in turn 1, we want to debuff both of them. We want to cast Provoke. So I'll go down the order, okay? We'll do it together. First thing I want to do is dispel both of them on turn 1. So we're going to Presence of Mind, and we're going to dispel twice. And the way you guys do this is you target one. When you cast the spell, go ahead and target the other. That way it casts it on both of them. If you don't target the other in the middle of the cast, it will just cast the spell on the same person twice, and you won't really like that, okay? So now we have dispelled both of them. With Sirius, we need to buff up our water and fire. So we want to have that on us at all times, or we're probably going to die, okay, guys? So we're going to buff up our water and our fire. Boom. Minfilia on turn 1 of our rotation is going to buff up our dark. Cecil's going to provoke. to make sure to draw those physical attacks from Ifrit onto himself. And then Orlando is going to use Crush Weapon, or your breaker physical damage dealer needs to break down the attack of Ifrit. That's the only breaking we're going to be doing during this fight. And it's very important not to break his defense or spirit, or he's going to buff himself and get really angry at you, okay? So Sirius and everybody took a pretty bad beating on that first turn, but that's okay. We can heal back up from it. So on this turn, we're going to be doing a lot of healing. So we're going to do Presence of Mind. We're going to cast Kuraja, and then we're going to go over here to Cecil, and Cecil's going to be casting Kuraja as well to make sure we get everybody back up to full. Cecil's going to be kind of low here, so Kuraja again. We're going to get Sirius and Cecil close to full HP. Minfilia, what we want to do is that Siren can cast Confuse on you. We could have got confused on that first turn, but now we're going to have a full Confusion resist, so we don't have to deal with that. So on turn 2, that's what she's doing. What I like to have Sirius do, because we have dual cast, is to cast a Cura on the party, because now Cecil's back up to full health, and she's going to cast Bravery on our Orlando, who is going to be our damage dealer, okay, or whoever you guys have for your damage dealer. And then that's what our damage dealer is going to be doing, is we're going to take out Siren first. Reason being is that Siren has an ability, okay, so let me explain this. When you kill one of them off, the other one becomes enraged. They're mad you killed their bro, and they're going to take you out. So they debuff you and buff themselves, and they start doing more powerful attacks. Ifrit is just more powerful attacks. There's nothing else to it. There's no, like, games you have to play with them. Siren will do an MP drain on you, and that's just something we don't want to deal with. Siren can do MP drain during the fight also, but so we're going to take Siren out, so we don't have to worry about that, and all we're dealing with is healing and damage from Dark Ifrit, and that's what's going to go down. So that's why we're killing the Siren first. So boom, 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 boom. And that is pretty much a rotation. The next turn, we're going to make sure that we get our MP back. As you can see, Minfilia got taken pretty low there on MP. So this is what we're going to do, guys. So on this turn, we're going to cast Benediction. Fully recover HP for 1. So Cecil's going back to full, guys. So Cecil's going to go back to full health. Cecil, since he doesn't have much to do this turn, he's going to go ahead and use an Elixir on our girl Minfilia to get her MP all the way back up. Okay, that's what we want. And she gets a health back with it, but the MP all the way back up is very important. Minfilia this turn is going to buff our defense and spirit. And then Sirius can do whatever she wants to this turn. We're going to look at MP here, see if we need to buff anything. We really don't. So I think I'm just going to cast a Cure to get her, get Sirius back up to full health. Boom, boom. Get Sirius all the way back up. Make sure everybody's at full health, and then Orlando's just going to do damage. And that is the rotation, guys. So on first turn, we're buffing Water Fire with Sirius. Y'shtola is either dispelling or healing, just in case they do buff themselves. So they do buff themselves on HP thresholds, which we'll run into that into a minute. Orlando is on the first turn breaking Ifrit. Cecil is provoking, and Minfilia is buffing our Dark Resist. So that's what's going to be happening next turn. So let's do some damage. I'll walk you guys through that again. But it's pretty simple. Nothing too bad. The problem is sometimes they can do a couple of attacks in a row that can be pretty devastating to you. But as you can see here, nobody else took damage but Cecil. But we are on turn 1, so we have to remember that. We're going to be casting Benediction on Cecil to get him back up to full health. That is one of the good things about Y'shtola, is that she can get somebody back to full health instantly, even if they have a bunch of HP. You don't have to cast a bunch of Kuraja to get there. So what are we doing with Sirius? Bar Watera, and be sure not to forget this, guys. It's just like locking up the elements on let's say Jigsaw. I don't know why I thought of Jigsaw. It's just like locking up the elements on Gilgamesh. Sorry, I couldn't think of his name. Gilgamesh, you need to do it. We need to buff our water, our fire, and our dark, or we're going to be in trouble. Cecil's going to provoke to pull the attacks to him, and then we have to be sure to remember, even though we want to be damaging Siren and getting out of this faster, we want to make sure that we have the attack broken on Ifrit, or it could be a problem, okay? So, here we go. Oh, Cecil, my boy. So Cecil's just pulling everything to him like a boss, and Benediction is there for him. Like a good neighbor, Benediction is there, you know what I mean? So we'll go ahead and use Bravery on our Orlando, like I like to do. Minfilia is going to be buffing up our Confusion Resist. I think that Cecil's going to take this time to go ahead and use some Turbo Ether on Minfilia, because she's going to have to use a lot of MP next turn, and then we just go back to doing damage. And that's pretty much it, guys. There are things that can come up that you can run into problems with. We'll walk through it together. We're going to see. So she's using Siren, so she's still not through an HP threshold yet. This could be due to a lot of things, mostly being that her HP isn't all the way down is what I meant, sorry. So we'll go ahead and use Benediction again to get Cecil back up to full. Sirius this time can cast Double Cura to make sure we all have full health. Let's look else. Minfilia is going to be putting up our attack and defense like we talked about before, and then Orlando is running low on MP, so we're going to have Cecil buff up Orlando's MP. So we'll do some damage here, and then Cecil's going to be using a chocolate giving a chocolate to Orlando because Orlando likes chocolate. He's fat. So we're going to give Orlando chocolate. That way he goes back up to a lot of MP. It seems to be humming. That's what I meant. So I was actually thrown off that we didn't break threshold there. We broke threshold now. So what does that mean? Let's check everybody out and see where we're at. Are we on the top of turn 1? It does appear that way. We don't have any buffs, and Ifrit's not debuffed. So we need to make sure that we use Crush Weapon on Ifrit. Let's do that. And then Sirius is going to buff up our water resist and our fire resist. And we're not forgetting that because we will die if we do. Minophilia is doing dark damage. Cecil is going to go ahead and use Provoke. And then Estola right here, we do need to heal a little bit. So we're going to do dual cast. And what we're doing is we're making sure to dispel the Siren, and then we're also Curaging ourselves. Remember that Siren needs dispelled now. She broke an HP threshold. She's going to buff herself and then do an attack. Her attack's going to do a lot of damage and then also has a chance to put us to sleep. So that's what we're doing here. Make sure you have Siren selected when you do Dispel and Dispel. Boom. And then we're also casting Curage on our team to make sure we're full. And now we're going to get hit by. We're going to see how many people get put to sleep. Only Estola got put to sleep, which is okay. That's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Sirius use a remedy, right? Remedy gets rid of sleep. We're going to have Sirius use a remedy on Estola, get her out of that stuff. We're going to go ahead and cast double Curaja to make sure everybody goes back up to full health. Where are we at with Curaja? There we go. Boom, boom. Get everybody back up to full health. Minophilia is casting our leadership deposition to make sure that everybody is resist to confuse. And let's see, is MP running low on anybody? I think Minophilia is running a little low on P, and I don't like that. So we're going to go ahead and give her a chocolate too. This could be a Turbo Ether, Max Ether, or I mean a Mega Ether, whatever you guys have. And then Orlando's going back to doing damage because we are back on our second turn of our rotation. So we're doing some damage here. One thing you guys may not know about, one thing you guys may not know about Orlando is that on his first, he has dual wield, right? So he's casting Divine Ruination twice. On his first hit with Divine Ruination, it does not, sadly, it doesn't have the 50% light debuff attached to it, so he does less damage. But turns following that, it's on both of them, baby. They're just hitting super hard. So you'll notice he does a little bit more damage. The problem, another problem you may run into is when you dispel. Remember, when you dispel, you're also dispelling that light debuff. So you will do a little bit less damage again on that first turn with Divine Ruination. So as we look here, we don't have any HP thresholds broken yet. Cecil sadly is down in the dumps. He doesn't have any MP. So what I'm going to do is Cecil is go ahead and have him use an elixir on himself, get his HP all the way back up and his MP all the way back up. You can see that we have our Esper bar filled up. So we have a turn here where we could invoke an Esper. So we either could buff our defense and spirit, or we can go ahead and invoke the Esper. I'm going to go ahead and invoke the Esper. That's what I want to do. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We're going to invoke Siren. One of the other things you guys got to look out for is that when you're breaking a threshold with these people, on the turn where they buff themselves, don't do fire damage to them. It's going to end up bad for you. You don't want to be doing that. That could be bad. So boom, there we go. We have invoked Siren now. We just have to invoke Ifrit to get this killered off and be good for us, for us to be good to go. Sirius has a turn here, so let's look if anybody needs MP. Or cured. Not really. We can use Curaja here. I'm going to go ahead and use Curaja to make sure everybody's topped off. And then we're going to use a Turbo Ether on Estola to make sure she has her MP all the way back up. And then we're going to hit with Divine Ruination because I want to be ending this as soon as possible. So now we're just going to be working towards summoning Ifrit for our invoke. Humming. So we have broken threshold there. I was looking for it. We are humming. So this is a turn where we're going to be looking for thresholds. But we're also at the top of the keys, so we have to be using all of our abilities again. So Crush Weapon on Ifrit here. Sirius is going to go ahead and use dual cast Bar Watera, Bar Fyraga on the team. We're going to go ahead and use Shadow Guard on everyone. Estola, remember, needs to cast dual cast and needs to go with Dispel and Curaja on the squad, okay? So we need to do that. Make sure you're targeting Siren again. Do not mess this up and accidentally dispel Ifrit. One, you're taking off the attack debuff you just put on him, and two, it's going to be a lot more painful than you thought it was going to be. So we're going to make sure we do that, and then Cecil's going to go ahead and cast Provoke to pull the attacks to him, okay? So here comes our turn to see who gets put to sleep and who can stay awake at night. So we had 2 people fall asleep. That's kind of rough, but we have ways to get around this. So Cecil's going to go ahead. Let me see how I want to do this. So we need to cast Benediction. So Minophilia is going to wake up Estola. So we're going to use a remedy on Estola. We're going to go ahead and do that. We could use a remedy, or we could use her ability. So I'm just going to use the remedy as her ability cost MP, okay? So we'll use the remedy on Estola. Estola is going to go ahead and cast Presence of Mind. We're going to cast Asuna and Curaja. So we'll cast Curaja and Asuna on the team members. So there we go. We're going to make sure Sirius wakes up and can do what Sirius needs to be doing, which is dual casting Cura on the squad to get everybody healed back up. Cecil's the one that's really in trouble here, so we're going to have him cast Curaja on himself. So there we go. That way we get up to a pretty good HP threshold, HP amount with Cecil, and we go back to using Divine Ruination on Siren, which is almost down, which is pretty awesome. We're getting there, we're getting one down, so we only really have to deal with one of their damages. So here we go. We had Osmos used, and it was used on Cecil, so it looks like Cecil's looking towards using a, doing a elixir on himself, which is what we're going to do. We did not get to cast the Confusion Resist last turn because we ended up having to use a remedy on our healer. So what we're going to do is put that Confusion Remedy up. We want Confusion Resist up. We want to have that. Cecil again is casting an elixir on himself. We're going to double heal with Y'shtola here, and then we're going to look and see if anybody needs MP recovery, which it looks like we may want to go ahead and do that with our Orlando. So let's find out. We're going to get everybody up. And yeah, so we're going to use Sirius, and we're going to go ahead and just use a candy on, or chocolate, excuse me, on Orlando. Make sure his MP is all the way up. We don't want to be wasting a turn to do that when he can't cast it. And we're going to do this again. I do believe this is going to put us past the threshold. It's going to be close. We'll find out. Humming? Seems to be humming. So we're on the last threshold there, which is pretty awesome. And so that's going to be the last one for Dark Siren before we take her out, which is pretty cool. Top of the key there. So we all know what that means. We're doing Presence of Mind, Dispel, Cure Raja, which pretty much the healers is only determined by, make sure you're clicking Siren again, it's pretty much determining on how much healing you need to do, on top of the fact that, you know what, I'm kind of scared for Sirius here, to be honest. I'm scared that Sirius doesn't have enough HP. Sirius could go down. But, I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles. We're going to hope nobody dies here. We have to put our fire resist up. That's very important. Our fire and dark resist have to happen. The one thing that doesn't have to happen is the provoke. But we do have to break the attack too, so this is another thing that has to happen. You can't get out of doing this. So this is one of those determining factors where I either use Kiraja or use Provoke, and you have to weigh the odds of, I think Provoke is better, because I think you have to weigh like what HP is more. So we're going to be using Kiraja, probably getting up to a 4,000, so that's 1,000 HP, but what happens if they get hit by an auto attack? That's probably more health than the 1,000 HP that I'm going to save, so we'll go ahead and do that right there. We'll find out what happens. We got put to sleep, and ooh, so close. Oh my gosh, it was so close. Okay, so we're on this turn now. This is turn 2. And Philly is going to have to do the same thing we did last time, where we did a remedy on our Y'shtola here. Get that back up. Go ahead and use Kiraja, Presence of Mind. I think we're going to do double Kiraja, to be honest. We're going to do double Kiraja on the team. More healing power, and we're going to have Cecil cast, I think I did this wrong last time, we're going to have Cecil cast a remedy on Sirius, because Y'shtola obviously has more healing power, and that's what's the best thing to do is. So we're going to dual cast here, cast Cura on the team, and then we're going to cast Bravery finally. We haven't got to do that in a while. We're going to cast Bravery on Orlando, giving him some more attack, and then we're going to go ahead and smack Siren, and finally, hopefully kill her off these last 2 turns. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's going to be pretty damn close. And as you can see, the fight does take a while, which means you're going to be able to get that Esper gauge up pretty quickly. So Cecil again got smacked pretty hard, and also lost all his MP, which sucks, and we're on turn 3, so we don't have to worry about too much stuff, besides making sure we get up our Confusion Resist. We want that up. That's about to fall off. Cecil's using another elixir on himself, but we're running out of elixirs, but we're also about to kill Siren, so that won't be a problem again with using elixirs on himself, because we won't have to worry about losing MP, right? The fight will be good there. We'll go ahead and cast Kiraja on the team. Let's see. We're going to have Sirius cast a Turbo Ether on Minfilia, make sure the MP is there, and we're going to cast a Divine Ruination on Siren. So there we go. Doing a lot of damage there. Siren is almost done. Probably going to take one more cycle, and then we're going to finally be done with her. And it's going to get a little bit easier. There are some scary parts coming up, but that's not going to be too big of a deal. So we're at the top of the key, as I keep calling it, but the top of the turn rotation. And Y'shtola doesn't have to dispel because we're done with the HP threshold. So we're going to cast Benediction on Cecil here, get him back up to full. Cecil's going to be casting Provoke as always. I mean, Ophelia, you guys know it already. You're probably sick of hearing me say it, but I need to do this to make sure everybody stays in rhythm, stays with it. A lot of people out there, they actually enjoy doing this with me. They enjoy doing the fight with me. I know I do it kind of quickly. You know, if you guys need to pause the video or whatever, just be sure you guys are doing all this. And remember, on this turn, do not forget to use Crush Weapon or your attack break on Ifrit. You want to be sure not to be breaking his defense or spirit, or he gets angry, okay? Just be sure of that. So there we go. Hellball, etc., etc. And then we're just going to have to heal up. And so we're back on our turn rotation, which is cool. We're going to go ahead and use Minfilia here, which is awesome. We haven't been able to do this in a while. We're going to boost our defense and spirit. We get to do that because we have our dark resist buffed up, and we have the confusion resist, as you can see here, with that little cool little like spike ball. So we get to put up our defense and spirit, which is awesome. Looking out the team, we can cast Brave again with Sirius here. Where's Bravery? We can cast Bravery. Stola can go ahead and cast Kiraja on the team. I think we're going to do double Kiraja. One with Cecil. Yeah, just to be safe. Cecil has full MP anyway. Kiraja, and then Orlando is going to be casting the Divine Ruination. I'm hoping to clear out Dark Siren on this next turn, so that when we don't have to do that whole top of the thing again with her being alive. Man, that was close to killing her. That sucks she didn't die there. But hey, we're going to kill her this turn, so it's not that big of a deal. And we didn't, damn, dude, we didn't even take that much damage. We're using another Benediction here on Cecil. He's the one taking all the hits. And what's cool here is now we can cast Cecil's Limit Burst. I know I just buffed our defense and spirit, but I think it's very important that we do that. So we're going to go ahead and use Cecil's Limit Burst, because the next turn we're going to have to provoke again. So Cecil's Limit Burst going off. We're going to go ahead and use that. Give me a minute. Yep, that's what I want to do. Sirius is going to use a chocolate on our Orlando. Minfilia is going to be buffing up. We actually don't need our confusion up. Minfilia is just going to be... let's see what we want to do with Minfilia. I think defending. We're just going to defend with Minfilia. And we're just going to auto-attack with Orlando. That way we save a little bit of MP, okay? So we're going to auto-attack with Orlando. Overkill, dead. And then we get ready for what's about to happen. And when you kill one off, like I said, the other one enrages. They're pissed off. He gets all his health back. And he buffs a bunch of himself up, and he debuffs us. So now we have a debuff on us, which is pretty rough. They debuff our attack, defense, magic, and spirit. And you could use Bushido Blade on us to get rid of that, and then buff ourselves back up, and debuff him, and heal ourselves. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to try that strategy out. Now, this strategy might not work out for me. It's kind of scary, but I'm going to try it out, okay? So we're going to target ourselves with Bushido Blade. I think this is going to be fine. Then we're going to heal ourselves. We're going to buff up all of our elements, and we're going to break him down. I don't know if we're gonna have enough to heal, actually. That's what I'm thinking about, because we have to dispel him. Remember, we have to dispel him, and I want to make sure we're at full HP. I don't know. Why not? We're gonna try it. If this doesn't work out, I'm gonna be really sad. We also don't get to cast Provoke. Never mind, we're not trying it. The Provoke thing is what's getting me, so we're gonna cast Provoke. I really kind of wanted to try it, but I think it's a bad idea now thinking about it. So we're gonna cast Provoke like we like to do. We're gonna cast Presence of Mind. We're gonna cast Kiraja and Dispel, and Kiraja on the team. So we're going to Dispel here, and Kiraja the team. Sirius is going to buff up our... and a lot of people are asking why you do water still, because it's just Ifrit. Ifrit still does water damage. He does water and fire damage when he's mad, so we got to make sure we're aware of that. So we're going to do that here on our team. We're going to buff our dark resist, and then we're going to break down his attack, okay? So that's what we need to make sure we do. So I almost broke apart from the plan, just to try something cool out to see if this probably is viable, but I just want to be safe. The Provoke is going to be very important here, I do believe, and it was. He hit Cecil there a bunch of times, so yeah, there's that. So Y'shtola, we're going to do double Kiraja here. Man, I know you guys are going to be like, pussy, why did you do it? It's just like, I'm making the video. We're already in, what is this? We're already in 22 minutes, guys. You guys got to cut me a break every now and then. So, sorry, dude, sorry. So, we're going to cast Cura on Orlando here. Not Cura, what the hell am I talking about? I'm sitting here laughing, thinking about this stuff. We're talking about Bravery on Orlando. And now, guys, the plan here from here on out is to do the same thing we've been doing. We have it in lock. We have it locked up. Just be sure that we cast Ifrit, and we do not cast Ifrit when he's about to hit an HP threshold, which is good. I hope I don't do it or we wipe. I mean, it's that big of a deal. You will wipe. So, we're going to use a chocolate on... No, I don't want to use a chocolate because it's limited. We're going to use a Chobo Aether on Minfilia. Minfilia is going to go ahead and boost up our defense and spirit, even though it is already boosted up. I'm going to make sure it stays that way. And then we're using, Divine Ruination on Ifrit here, and boom, boom, we're going to do a lot of damage here. The only time you don't want to cast Ifrit is if he's humming. So if he's humming, that's when you don't want to cast it. Other than that, I think you're good. I think you're good to go. Just don't do it when he's buffed himself and he's humming up, or it's going to hurt a lot. So we're back to the old grind of just kicking his ass. I'm going to try to hurry this up here so I can show you guys the super secret well strategy if you guys have enough of the good characters to do it. Let's see, Sirius is there. Everybody's at full health. I think I'm going to start auto-attacking at this point. Minfilia doesn't even... Yeah, we're just going to auto-attack with them to try to build up our thing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to do Divine Ruination here. Everybody's at full health. Yeah, and then we're just going to attack. So we're going to attack with everybody, try to build up our Esper gauge. There it is, it's full. But he's going to start humming heat collection. So that's not humming, he heat collects. Do not use Ifrit here or you're going to die, okay? So what we want to do is we want to dispel him. So we're going to dispel him right now. Dispel him. Just get that out of the way. Get that out of my face. And guess what else we have to do? Don't forget, we have to break him down now because we dispelled him. So he's got to break his, we got to break his attack down again. And then we need to buff all of our stuff back up again. So Bar Watera and Bar Fyraga, guys. Like, I get giddy when I get towards the end because bad things can happen to ruin everything. And we're going to post up our defense there on our with our Dark, and then we're going to use Provoke, and we're going to pray because he's about to unleash a Mega Aqua Blaze, which Aqua Blaze is water and fire and dark damage, and Sirius almost died. Oh my god. He's on a mission from Gad. All right, dude, so there you go. We're going to use double Kiraja here. Pretty cool stuff. Damn, that would have sucked, because you know what that does? Is it doesn't give us that not getting KO'd thing that we really want. Let's see. Close, so we'll dual cast the Cura on everyone, and then we'll cast the Bravery on Orlando. Blah blah blah. And then what are we gonna do now? Infilia, you don't really have anything to do but attack. I think here. I think our defense and spirit are still buffed up. Yep. So we can attack, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Papa Ifrit in the house. Okay, we're gonna do Papa Ifrit right now. That means we have done Siren and we've done Ifrit. We have invoked both of them. Look at him, smacking himself in the face. He says, "You've turned dark on me. You've gone to the dark side. Take this massive amount of damage that you just took." And then we can just... Actually, I'm just going to defend with these guys. There's no reason to do anything else, just to be safe. And so there we go. Super Hell Flame. He's going to do a lot of damage and smack our boy around. Now we're on the third turn, so Minfilia is going to boost up our defense and spirit. Get that up there. Yastola is going to go ahead and get us all the way back up to full health. And yeah, we're about to pull this off, guys, which is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. This get up that I have here going on is pretty strong. It's nothing out of the ordinary. There are a lot of people out there using this strategy, but I like how it comes together and I like how it works. It's pretty sweet. So everybody else is just going to be attacking while we're using Divine Runation and boom, 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 and do as much damage as possible. Might break a threshold here. Depends on how much damage I do to him. No, Anger Claw. So we're not at threshold yet, which is cool, because now we have to buff up everything again. Be sure to always be doing this. My god, don't mess it up at the end, guys. Don't do it. So we're going to do that on everybody. So we're going to use that. We're going to use... we're running out of mana here, so we got to be careful of that, too. But, again, we're at the end of the fight, so it's not too big of a deal. We'll do double Kiraja here to make sure everybody's buffed up. We don't have to dispel because we didn't break a threshold yet. And let me see. Is his attack down? No, his attack's not down. Obviously, we're on this turn. So we do have to bust his attack up, which makes me sad. I wanted to do more damage, but we can't. We just got to beat his ass. And we might have to break his attack again because I think he's going to break a threshold here. Yeah, heat collection. Damn it. So we still can't do that big of a damage to him. This turn is going to be spent on getting our MP back a little bit. So Cecil's going to go ahead and use a Turbo Ether on Minfilia. Sirius is going to use a Chocolate. No, I should use a Mega Ether. It's fine. On Orlando. We're gonna do a Dispel here. I think everybody's at the full HP anyway. Dispel on him, right? Everybody at good HP levels. Nice. Okay, just want to make sure. Dispel here, and then Orlando's going to be breaking down his attack because we need to make sure to do that. Because last time Sirius almost died, and then we'll defend with Minfilia just to be safe. So there we go. That was that turn. All right, here we go. Aqua Blaze, don't die, Sirius. Sirius died. Damn it. That sucks that Sirius died there. Not much we can do about that, though, guys. I think it's kind of a little luck-based. We probably need to put a little more HP on her, but that's okay, guys. For me, I'm going to finish this video out since we're already 27 minutes in. But essentially, you guys probably just want to throw a little bit more HP on her, and she will live, and she will be fine. I was kind of worried about that. I didn't have a lot of HP on her, but that's okay. So, we're going to go ahead and bring her back to life. Where's it at? Where's our life bringing back? Raise. We're going to raise back up and cast Kiraja on the squad. Then what are we going to do? We are going to heal with, we're going to Kiraja here. Actually, she might just die because she doesn't have any buffs up, sadly. We'll do our magic and defense buffs up, though. That might help. And then we're going to use Divine Ruination. So, you guys, again, if you're doing this strategy, it's totally doable. I probably just didn't have enough HP on Sirius there. I was hoping she would just live. So now we're going into the heat collection stage. Maybe I should defend with Sirius there. Defending with Sirius there might have kept Sirius alive. So we're in heat collection stage now. And we have to do all our buffs, so we can't defend. So we just have to buff up and pray that Sirius doesn't go back down again. God damn those HP. I was just throwing a bunch of HP, more HP on it, but I didn't. Oh, I'm such an idiot. But yeah, Provoke here, Dispel here. Everybody at full HP? Yeah, so Dispel here. Break him down with the Crushed Weapon. Get that over with and done, and get ready for an ass whooping that he's about to do. This is his last HP threshold. Sirius, do you live this time or not? Yes. Dang it, we got unlucky the last time. So we almost made it out of here with all of them. But that's okay. You guys got it. You guys know how to do it. You guys will get it down. So, Kiraja 2 times on the squad here. Kiraja. Go ahead and do Divine Runation here. Bada bing, bada boom. Lots of damage. Find out what I want to do. Probably cast Cura to make sure everybody's full health. Cura on the squad, and then just do attack, I think. I don't really need to worry about too much else, because I think he's going to be going down soon. Super Hail Flame. Anger Claw. Dang. He hurt us real bad. Are we supposed to be buffing this turn? Nope, we're good to go. So this turn, Divine Runation, going down. So close. Dead? Attack. Dead? Hey, we did it. So there you guys go. Obviously, you don't have to get all of the missions in one go, and I had a little bit of unluckiness, but it also is paired with me maybe not being too prepared. I'm going to go back and look at Sirius's stats and see what I could have done to perhaps, and I could have defended that turn too, to make sure she lived. I thought she was just going to live, though. A little bit of influx of damage there, but with that strategy, we got everything but the non-KO one, but it's definitely possible to get the non-KO one, and I just don't feel like going back and just recording the whole video again, okay, to make sure she lives. But let's go over our mistakes and learn from that, what we could have done different. So let's go to equipment here. We also could have picked an Esper that has a little more HP, but as you can see, I'm throwing like boost all elements when resist, HP 10%, Shard of Genius would put us to our defense, and our Spirit, we could just be putting a lot more HP there, and that might have been more valuable than those stats, okay? So be sure to think about that. The only one you really absolutely need is Bar Watera, and as far as these are concerned, I do have double muscle belt on, and Magi Robe and Survivor Helm, but, you know, we could have done a little bit more maybe to have them survive. So that is the free-to-play guide, and now here's a special treat. I'm going to see if I can find my team, which, what do I need differently here? I think this is it. I think this is all I need. Yeah, so this is fine. We're going to go do this, I think, now. Yeah, let's go do this. We're going to try to kill this. This is like the whale team comp. Like, if you are a whale and you want to kill these things in, like, 2 turns, this is how you can do it, which is actually pretty fun. Let's go ahead. We're going to have to refill with Lapis, but that's okay. And, you know, have a little bit of fun with it because we just did a grueling attack. So we're going to take Vayne here, one of my subs on Twitch. What's going on, Vayne, if you end up watching this video? And we're just going to kick some major ass here and show these Espers what's for, you know what I mean? Let's show them what's up. So, here we go. We're going to go ahead and have Zahn go ahead and do his Twist of Fate attack. What Twist of Fate is going to do is it's going to take the buff away from Ifrit, and he's going to buff us up, which is pretty sick. So we're going to go and do that right now. So we're going to dispel Ifrit and buff ourselves up, which is what we want. And we're going to go over to Siren here and have Minfilia use a, where is it at? A Holy Torch to dispel her, because just so we don't get killed by her. But actually, we don't even need to do that. No, we don't even need to do that, because we're going to be killing Ifrit in 1 turn. That's right. So all of us going to do a defensive break here. We're going to use Shattering Shot, 50% defense down. Again, normally if you would do this, he'd get really pissed on the next turn and buff himself up and shit. We don't care because he's going to die here, hopefully. We're going to use Divine Runation. If he doesn't die, I'm going to look so stupid. And then we're going to use Warp Break 2 as our big finisher here. So we're going to make sure we're targeting him and go boop boop and try to chain this all together to do massive damage. There we go. So if you're strong enough, what you need is a double Orlando, and I like Zahn because Zahn will pull the buff off. And the reason I don't have to dispel you know, Siren here is because Siren just gets mad, fills herself up to full HP, and buffs herself again. But guess what we're doing, guys? We're gonna go ahead and steal that with Zahn again. We're gonna go Twist of Fate, take all that massive stuff from her, boom, take it off. And then we're going to do the same thing we just did, where we do double Divine Radiation, which I thought was insane that you could do this much damage. Like, Orlando, plus, like, being able to break him down, plus Zahn stealing that buff is insane. We're going to go ahead and bust it down with Olive, make sure we use, break that down. I'm going to look and see how much attack we have now. Let's see. How much attack does Vayne have now? Does it show me here, or do I have to hold? Probably have to hold on top of Orlando, right? No, Orlando. Like 1,205 attack. I think it was at 110 before we got this buff from him. So that's a pretty big buff up, you know what I mean? And then we're just going to go ahead and use Warp Break and kill. So it's going to be like, doo-doo-doo, and bah, damage. So you obviously don't get the Invoke Esper from doing this, but you get everything else, man. You can actually just throw Minfilia out, which I didn't do there. And then you get the 5-party one too, which is fucking sweet. So that's if you guys have all those units. I always want to throw in a little bit of fun there at the end of the video. But yeah, so that's how you guys do this. I think we kept it about 30 minutes, so that's not too bad, right? You guys can watch a 30-minute video. I believe in you. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below about how stupid I am for letting Sirius die. Or if you need any more help, I'll try to get some comments, or our community can help you. And subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.